Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ice and Dixon. I am Ice, of course. You already knew that, though. And with me, as always, is Dixon. Dixon, how are you?
Yeah, he's doing well. Thanks for putting this together, and hosting us.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a little late. Had some things that I had to get done prior to coming here. Trying to work on
Really?
my health and well being, and yeah, I
Wow.
had.
So what are the
But
things that you're doing?
I, well, I was going to the gym. Hit the
Oh
gym
man.
right after work. Right after work. You know what's funny? I was going into the gym, and I have to change obviously because I'm not going to work out in my work clothes like some like serial killer or something. You ever see people work out in like jeans and stuff? What's up? What's going on there?
Definitely a psycho move. I mean, that's just uncalled for.
I remember one time I saw a guy he was in like jeans and like a camo shirt. Not like an army cup, but just like hunting camo long sleeve. And he was walking around chugging a gallon of chocolate milk, and immediately I'm like, this guy's a serial killer. Like he's definitely going home. Someone's in his basement, like 100%.
Oh yeah, he's just training for the getaway. To be
Yeah,
on the run for however long he needs to be on the run for.
yeah, exactly. He was like Scary Jack too, because usually you see those weirdos and they're not like in shape or anything, but this guy was like he was pretty tough looking. I wouldn't want to
Oh
see him in a
man.
dark alley. But yeah, I was walking in and I was carrying in my clothes like in my hand with my shoes. I'm like what? I'm like a child right now. Why don't I have a gym bag? I'm fucking
That's
like over 30 years old and I'm carrying in my clothes like a child going to recess or something.
at least like a
Uh,
like a plastic bag or
yeah.
something. Throw them in a.
Yeah, for God's sakes. I don't know. I'm just I just
That's
did that
funny.
today and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like, I got to talk about this. This is a problem.
Do you go to a
But
chain gym, like a national chain?
no, I go to a CrossFit. So CrossFit they're all
Oh.
yeah, part of the rebellion, man. but uh but no, they're all like independently owned pretty much. But
Oh.
you go sometimes you go to these gyms and I know a lot of them are like, CrossFit's kind of a it's kind of hit or miss because you get people that are like super addicted and like really weird about it because it's
Right.
like a cult like thing. But then other people are cool. They're just trying to get fit, and it is fun. I've said that before. If they just took out the stupid I can't curse yet because I don't think it's been over a minute because YouTube's kind of weird with that. But if they just get rid of the friggin' kipping pull-ups that like everyone sees that and everyone's like CrossFit's just a bunch of shit. Like look at this guy flailing on the
Uh,
bar. It's so even people that are in CrossFit say the same thing. It's like it's just bad for you. You're flailing your arms, you're flailing your body, and it's all like hinged on your shoulders, which is
of course.
a terrible thing. So I don't know.
No,
That's
absolutely. Shoulders are tough. Shoulders are weak.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, I'm sure you know all about the shoulder and body parts and whatnot. But yeah, it's like I don't know, just a really stupid move, and that's all people see. And whenever you say like, "Oh, I do CrossFit," they're like, "Oh, you do those fucking kipping pull-ups, you idiot." And then you got to explain to them the whole thing. I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of it, Dixon. That's all. I'm just trying to better myself for God's sakes.
You want to better yourself and not be judged,
Yeah.
and you want to get all the stigma away from it. See, my thing is when I think about CrossFit, I've asked you this before. I've talked about it before. Is the big tire, like just moving that big tire around? You know,
Yeah, it's so funny because like that's another thing that you see that's like a staple of a CrossFit, but we don't even touch the tire. It sits in the corner. I don't know who's using that thing. I don't know.
I guess you need like a mechanic, like with really big wheels that has to change out a tire. Then that's the place to go.
Yeah, you're probably right. How do you think they buy that? Do you think they go to like a tractor supply and like I need a tractor. Oh, you need what do you need a few? No, I just need one. I need one single tractor. So what are
That's
you
a really
doing
good
with
point.
it?
That's a really good point. How do you buy that the individual tire for a CrossFit gym? It's a really good point.
Well, we sell them in sets. Well, no, I just want one to move with my body and flip.
You need help with this? Get into your car? No, I got
No.
it. Ties it on the roof.
Yeah.
Don't need to
Oh
tie
my
it down.
god.
Lord knows the wind ain't
Yeah.
gonna move. It's so gigantic.
Wonder how much those freaking things weigh. It's probably I'm gonna try it next time. Next time I go in there,
Oh
I'm gonna
God.
I'm gonna try it out. We'll come back in episode 9. I'll I'll tell my story about
You're,
it.
you're making me nervous with this
Yeah.
tire.
Next
I don't
episode.
know,
Oh, dude, my back. I slipped a disc.
Ice did what to his
Yeah.
disc?
He did what to his disc? Doing what and flipping a what?
Ice strained his what? Oh my god, that's unbelievable.
Yeah. So that's what I was up to, and I've been snowboarding recently too, and that's
Really?
another fitness thing, I guess you could say, but doing it recreationally. Yeah, yeah. I told you last time. I got a snowboard for Christmas, and I wanted to try it out. Now I haven't gone in like 10 years, right?
Uh,
So I was thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be bad, but I'm not trying to hype myself up here, but I picked it right up. I was able to do like the hard thing for beginners is like going toe side. It's called, and like carving. You see them like slalom down the hill.
right. I'm familiar with that. Yes.
Yeah, that's
I
like
gotcha.
that's like the hard thing. But I picked it right up. It just came back.
Wow.
I was really surprised. I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, I'm gonna eat shit. Because when you first step on a snowboard, it's a very strange thing. It's like you ever see a baby animal like just born and like they can't stand like their legs are all
Yes,
wobbly.
yes. Absolutely.
Imagine that. Like you stand on a board and you immediately become like a baby fawn or something. And you're
Oh
just
my
like
gosh.
your motor skills are shot. You don't know what the hell's going on. You're falling. You're bashing your head off the ground. But
Puking and everything else.
yeah, something that's really annoying though is like when people are very skilled at snowboarding. You always, whenever you go for the first time, it's always someone who's been doing it for like since they were born. And like, oh, you
Right.
just go down the hill at like fucking 90 miles an hour. Like just go. I'm like, dude, it doesn't work like that. It's fucking hard. This is very difficult. Your legs
Jeez.
are strapped into like an unusually heavy board. It seems it's way heavier than it seems like it needs to be.
Now, do you have to wax
But
that board or anything, or just like has like a coating, like a Teflon or something?
so it does have like I'm looking at it now. It has some kind of like weird like blurry kind of coating. There is something over it, but like
I gotcha.
you can. It's funny you bring that up because you can actually wax your board to like get more speed, which
Right.
in my mind you got to be insane because you're.
Oh yeah.
I'm probably doing like I don't know 10 miles an hour down the hill, and I'm still peeing my britches. It's
Yeah, I can imagine that's a weird feeling. I mean, I've never attempted it. I mean,
it is
I don't really
yeah.
want to. I don't know.
I'm telling you, it really is a good time, but I feel like sometimes, and this is another thing that I was worried about. I feel like sometimes you have like the stigma of like being like the new guy on the mountain, and then you have like these
Of course.
the board shredders that are just like tearing up like around you.
Right.
I actually I cut in front of someone who was like way more skilled than me. Like I was
Oh God.
I very obviously and clearly like cut direct, and he had to like go in the woods and like come back out.
Oh.
I felt like such, and I'm like, oh my God, here we go. I'm gonna get bullied. Like they're gonna make fun of me.
Bullied.
Get this kid off the mountain.
So like you're on the mountain with like people. Like there's like people next to you or beside you, in front of you.
It's kind of weird because like you see all these people going up on the ski lift, and then like once you actually start going down the mountain, everyone kind of disperses. Like it works out pretty nicely, believe it or not.
Okay.
And if you're like if you're eating shit or whatever, you could scoot off to the side and like get out of the way of everyone. It's honestly not that bad. Like there's enough space on the mountain, but it was this one path that it went from like a green, and then of course my girlfriend and her friend are like, oh, let's do this black diamond. And I was like, okay,
Jesus.
but yeah, I was going into that, and I very obviously cut in front of this guy, and he had to like go off into the woods and like the leaves and shit, and he came. I'm like, oh dude, I'm so sorry. He's like, don't worry about it, bro. And I felt pretty good. I'm like, maybe the stigma isn't. Maybe these guys aren't all assholes. You know what I mean?
No, he was a snowboarder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was a.
okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He was a skier.
Okay, gotcha. And
Yeah.
your significant other, she snowboards as well.
Yes, and she is. She's pretty good at it, honestly.
Really interesting.
Yeah, she was doing jumps and whatnot.
So you went on this black diamond.
I did. So
Oh my gosh.
It's
This is
like
unbelievable.
it's like scarily steep, these things, but if you could do this like hillside thing, it's pretty much like when a snowboarder like comes to a stop and they they slam on their heels and like the snow goes
Yeah.
over. I pretty
Yeah.
much did that down the whole mountain because it's steep enough that you could sit on your back heels and just slide and just keep going down.
Oh my, really? Wow.
Yeah, and
Oh my gosh.
it's one of those peer pressure things. I remember I heard about someone that it was his first time, and of course, friends have been going, his other friends have been going for like 20 years, and they're like, oh, let's just hit the black diamond, it's totally fine. This shit's like dangerous. I don't know,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And he's, if you don't know how to stop, you are fucked. You could possibly die and like crash into a tree. But so this guy goes down, and he gets to the very bottom of the lift and he can't stop, and he smashes into a tree and breaks his what's that big ass bone in your leg that like sticks out? It's like your shin.
Yeah, like shit, like on the bottom of your leg.
Yeah, like the bottom, like below your knee. Is that like the femur or something? Whatever that is.
To be like the tibula or the fibula.
Yeah. One of you're way smarter than me, Dixon. So you know about this.
Shut up. I'm no Shaun White, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. But yeah, so he goes down and he absolutely breaks it in half, just totally annihilates his leg off this tree. Oof. Going like 80 miles an hour. Yeah. So.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's dangerous shit.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Everybody I know who skis is dead. Everybody just hits into trees and shit and falls off a mountain. it's not for me.
Yeah, I definitely don't blame you. I don't blame you. Yeah, because you could definitely freaking die. And then you feel bad when like these little kids are flying down and you're like, oh well, I suck. These kids are like 5 years old and they're flying past me.
It seems like it's a lot of social pressure on the mountain there.
You know what? It's probably just me being weird and like like autistic about the whole thing and like thinking thinking like it's like that, but it's probably not as bad as I think it is, because
I'm with you.
I kind of had this idea that like everyone on the mountain is like a skater kid but rich. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, yeah, I'm with you.
Like skater kids, I used to see them. This is gonna sound pretty derogatory and terrible, but like you look at like a kid who skateboards and like they're probably like abused by their parents or something. Like they're not. Like there's something wrong at home. Like they're rebelling against. Like they're going out.
I had a very nice childhood.
Wait, did you really skateboard, Dixon? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, for a little bit, for a period of my life.
You weren't going out like punching cops and stuff like that. Yeah, because that's what I pictured.
There was literally like a skate park section in the playground. I grew up there, so it wasn't like it was this unhosted or unfringed thing,
Okay. I guess there's different sects of of skaters, and there's the ones that go to the skate park. And there's the ones that hang out outside like 7-Eleven or something and like
absolutely, I totally get it, absolutely, 100%. Yeah,
but yeah, I was just like, okay, you take that, you take the 7-Eleven skateboard kids, and like you give them you stimulate you pull a Joe Biden, you inject stimulus money into them and give them rich parents, and then they become snowboarders because like they're rich and they're mentally abused and they got to take it out on the mountain because they don't see their father. The father's out working or something because he's a millionaire or whatever. And then he's, right. I buy you this really expensive snowboard. Shaun White signed it, and here, just go to the mountain and get all your troubles out. And like they're just out there bullying people. But anyway, I could
see that. I could see that definitely.
But it's not actually like that though. So I'm sure there are some. There's a lot of wild people out there. But anyway.
It seems like it's definitely like need some cash to do it.
Yeah, you definitely if you're like a little kid who definitely doesn't have a job yet or something, then you're getting that money from your parents and they're buying you all that stuff. And it's crazy too because you have to buy a new board, like it's based on your height. Mm-hmm. So like if you're like a growing child, you're getting a new board like every year. So
wow.
And they're like hundreds of dollars.
Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely not cheap. And then the freaking passes are like $100 for a day, a half day.
The whole pass is like always like a scam to me. Here's this piece of land that we put snow on, and we'll charge you $150 just to like slide down it basically.
Yeah, seriously, it's like, are you like how what's the markup on this? Like what's the what's the cost to you for me barreling down the mountain and eating shit about 8 times? Like what does that cost you, honestly?
Big ski slope at it again.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna have to expose their asses.
Oh my god! And like so, but you can go like as many times as you want in theory, right?
Well,
Like so, like if I want to ride down and then hit the ski lift back up, or what?
if you get an all day pass, you could ski all day until the park's closed and they like shut down the things. Because what they do is to get to the actual lift, you have to go through a gate and it's automated, and you have a card with you. That card is programmed for your time. So like if you want a day pass, it's going from like morning to like when I don't know like 4 or 3 or 4 or whatever. So like if you try to get back on the lift and it's like 5 p.m., then it won't open, and you're gonna be in the line and jamming everyone up because the gate won't open for you. Yeah, yeah. So there's.
Now let me ask.
No, go ahead.
How long does it take to get down the mountain? Like is it like hours?
Oh no, not at all. It's probably a few minutes, I would say. If you're flying, then it's definitely less than a minute. Like if you're really cooking, I'm sure bigger mountains like around the area take longer, and I've heard that. And I wanna explore other mountains. So I'll get back to you on the time. Maybe I'll time it one of these days.
Yeah, let me know the time of that because I'm curious. And like, let me ask you this: like, how do you like navigate? Like, do you have the snowboard on your feet at some like? When do you attach the board to yourself?
Oh, Dixon. Now that's a whole. Okay, so so the border term is skating. So when you are trying to maneuver, you keep your front foot in and your back foot out, and you kick like a skateboard, and you just kind of glide. But it's really friggin' weird because it I don't know, it like you're not strapped in, and you're just kind of like flailing all over the place. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely hard. It's an awkward thing to just be going with your front foot and your back foot is just like flailing around. It's hard.
Gotcha. That sounds definitely like awkward.
It is, but you'll be able to get it. You just go for it, I guess. At least that's what everyone tells me to do. And then you end up eating shit, or you get at some point you just get it. At some point it just like clicks and your muscles are like okay, and then you get the muscle memory, and then you're set. You're tearing it up like Johnny Tsunami on the mountain.
Oh man, I used to love that movie.
I did too. Movie. It was great. I might watch that again.
What about Meet the Deedles? Did you ever see Meet the Deedles? That was like Paul Walker's like first movie.
Really, Paul Walker, Meet the Deedles. And what was that on? Was that like Disney or something like that?
It was a Disney, yeah. I think it was actually in the theater, but I remember it just being on Disney Channel. And before I canceled Disney Plus, I watched that. That was good.
No shit. So what was it about?
They're like two surfer dudes, and they end up in I think Yellowstone National Park or something like that. And they, things happen. That's kind of it. Soundtrack is great though. Great soundtrack.
So is it like a kids movie?
Yeah, it's a kids movie.
Okay, because that sounds almost like a it could be like one of those Seth Rogen flicks, like where they get high and they're like
right.
they go from like surfing, they like smoke weed, and they're like, dude, now we're in fucking a national park, and like I don't know,
exactly.
I don't know where it would go, but yeah,
they were really pretty groundbreaking ahead of their time. I mean, with this, yeah, no, yeah. If you're into the Johnny Tsunami thing, Meet the Deedles is definitely up there for me.
I'm gonna check. I'll do a double feature. I'll watch both of them.
Well, maybe a triple feature because there is Johnny Tsunami 2, I think.
Whoa! This is blowing my mind right now. Is there really Johnny Tsunami 2?
Yeah, it came out like a couple years after the original.
No shit. How did I not know? I swear I've watched Johnny Tsunami like a dozen times, and I never watch movies, and it's just like I feel like I would have known by then.
Right. No, yeah, because in the first one, he's a surfer in Hawaii, and then he becomes a snowboarder or something, doesn't he?
Yeah, and maybe that's where I got the notion from, because they all pick on him because he's like, they're like, oh, you're a surfer, you idiot. Like that's kind of like
you're a surfer, you idiot. And the movie just ends. So
yeah, he just goes into depression, and then he never surfs or snowboards ever again. That's it.
Great film.
Yeah, real really dark,
heartwarming. Unbelievable.
Oh my god. Yeah, but that was a good movie. But I guess speaking of movies,
Uh-oh.
you have one you want to share with us today, and I know that we talked about this off camera. This is a little behind the scenes. We don't really give out these secrets too much, but a little behind the
Nope.
scenes for our listeners. Dixon did tell me that he was going to talk about this, and I'm kind of interested. I read through it, and it seems pretty interesting. I feel like I need someone to describe this to me a little better. I wanted to watch it, but you're a better man than me, Dixon, and you were the one that saw it. So
Little BTS.
yeah.
No, I was when I saw it on Netflix, I was kind of interested in it. It's called Don't Look Up,
Yes.
and it's supposed to be a comedy thing. And Leonardo DiCaprio was in it, and Jonah Hill and Jennifer Lawrence. And I saw it, and I'm like, okay, this doesn't look half bad without knowing anything about it.
Hmm.
Just kind of like seeing like it's an apocalyptic event's going to occur, and that's kind of the description. Like, you know what, this looks like it might be pretty good, so I decided to watch it. So I started going, and I enjoyed it. I really did. The whole premise is these two astronomers, they discover a comet heading to Earth. They do some calculations. Turns out that the comet's going to hit Earth at a very fast speed. It's a very large comet. And it's going to cause this, apocalyptic response: tsunamis, earthquakes, everything. It's going to shut the world down. The world's going to be destroyed.
Right. Right.
Basically, like with the dinosaurs, which I don't know if I buy into, but well, that's a later show.
We'll talk about that in the
Next episode.
next
Tune in.
dinosaur conspiracy.
That's right. So, so as the movie goes on, I started to make these like links on things. So Jennifer Lawrence, she plays like this kind of like alternative emo, hippie hipster kind of deal, and she discovers this comet, and they go to meet with the president, and the president, pushes them off. In this movie, the president is a female. It's played by Meryl Streep.
Interesting. I see. I
And
don't.
yeah,
Now, is that realistic having a woman president like that? I don't know.
I
Well,
don't know.
I'm sorry.
Hard to say.
Are they? What I'm saying is, were they trying to say it was like Hillary Clinton? Was that?
You're gonna be surprised when you hear
Oh, okay.
my take on it. And
Okay.
by the way, the whole argument about the female president, none of them stand up. Every single war, cataclysmic event, any issue we've ever had has been caused by a man, because they've all been in charge of the United States for 200 plus years.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Maybe let's give somebody else a shot. But
For
I mean,
God's
what do
sake.
I know?
Yeah. No. I think. No. I totally agree with you. Maybe we'd be
Yeah.
a little more. A little less willing to just bomb the hell out of literally everyone around us. I don't know. Anyway.
When it's justified, maybe that's the way you got to do it.
Yeah.
Screw around and find out, as
Wow. Said that many times.
they say. You've done that exact phrase many times. So they got to meet with the president. She's like kind of pushing them off, and they say, this major event is going to occur. It's going to be a big issue. And she's like, well, what we'll do is we'll kind of basically downplay it. We'll get some research on it, whatever. Basically, just wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to they get an article published about this in a newspaper, and then they go on a morning show, and Jennifer Lawrence's character freaks out on the show, like freaks out, like we're gonna fucking die, all this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it goes forward. Turns out they're trying to discredit. Wait, hold on 1 second. Can we pause for a second?
Yep.
1 second. Yeah, so they get this, darn it, right? TV show, and she's flipping out. Well, it becomes a meme, right? So everybody's making fun of Jennifer Lawrence's character. So there's this meme about her. Everybody's gonna fucking die, all this kind of stuff. And they go forward, and Leonardo DiCaprio's character becomes this, influencer type of guy. Everybody wants to have DiCaprio's character on. He's kind of this sex symbol, if you will, right?
Okay.
It's funny because, like I said, it starts to make these links. Meanwhile, in the film, there's this guy that's like this real eccentric, weird technology billionaire, right? Like a billionaire of technology.
Wait, so Leonardo DiCaprio is not the billionaire of technology guy?
No, 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 no. He's a an astronomer, very, very modest
Oh, so
in
he
the.
he okay, so DiCaprio's the astronomer, and then now this guy who's like a billionaire technology guy, is this like mimicking Elon like that? I'm trying to
Exactly. Correct.
okay, yeah,
Correct. It's exactly
they
right.
don't like Elon too much. All right, yeah.
No, they don't. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. It's like he's a billionaire, and like his mannerisms and how he acts and how he talks, like it's like definitely strange, and it's definitely you could definitely tell they're making fun of Elon Musk because
Oh boy.
he's a little strange, he's a little out there,
Oh, absolutely.
but so go forward. They're going through all this stuff. So here they start this. They keep trying to downplay this thing. So DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence's character, they come up with this campaign. Just look up, right? So you don't have to buy into what the government's telling you because the government's saying, "Hey, we're going to take care of this. It's not a big deal. We're going to make it happen." At some point, Elon Musk, his character,
You must.
develops develops a plan to launch a like a droid on the comet and destroy it because they find out there's these very valuable minerals in the comet. So of course there's that capitalistic urge to
Oh yeah.
whatever.
That
So
unending capitalistic urge to just make a bunch of money. Yeah.
right, exactly.
Feel it every
So
day.
exactly. Oh, So the government is saying, yeah, it's out there, but it's not going to be a big deal. Like we're gonna blow it out of the sky. It's over. It's done.
Okay.
So they have this campaign that's going, oh, just look up. It's coming at us. You don't have to listen to the government. It's coming at us. Just look up. So wouldn't you know it? And this is when things started to click and make sense that the government, Meryl Streep, her character, she holds these massive rallies in these arenas, like hundreds of thousands of people.
Yes.
And wouldn't you know it? There's these legions of followers that have these hats on that say "Don't look up."
Oh
a
my
big
God.
red hat
Come
that say "Don't
on.
look up." Yes, right, exactly,
Now, come on now.
exactly. So, of course, there's these, basically these rednecks that are on the side of the president. Turns out that the venture to destroy the comet, doesn't work, and the planet just blows up. Spoiler alert, but that's just how it ends. The planet just blows up.
Yeah.
So things start to make sense and like how there's like this allegory, or if you will. Well, DiCaprio is a big climate nut, right?
Right. Oh
So,
yeah. Yes. Yes.
right, yeah, he has those. Yes, everything is climate change and global warming, whatever. So the consensus is that the comet signifies global warming, the climate crisis. That here it is, it's happening, and nobody gives a shit, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Jennifer Lawrence's character, who becomes a meme, and everybody's making fun of her. She's basically like Greta Thunberg, that girl in whatever
Yes.
country she's in, how she flips out, and it's a big deal. And it's
Yeah.
funny because I was thinking like, oh, this kind of makes sense. I could see her being like that girl, and then I started, Googling like, oh, Jennifer Lawrence, Greta Thunberg, and it was basically what the consensus is, that it's resembled on her character.
I see.
And then you have Janice Orlean, who is Meryl Streep's character, the president, is of course Donald Trump. Right? And she's there, and she's in the Oval Office. She's smoking cigarettes. She has her
Oh
books
my.
that she wrote on the shelf.
Taking it a little far. Really
Right.
really nose forward with it. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. And it's funny because not Seth Rogen. We were talking about Seth Rogen. Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
I get those two confused.
I do too. Yeah. What's up with that? But yeah,
I don't know.
I got
I
you.
don't know. It's like it's just that general vibe they put out and look. But he's the son of the president, and it's funny because and like he's talking about the drugs he does, and he's there. He's like rubbing his nose like he's doing cocaine. Well, that's like Don Jr. because all these jokes and posts online about how Don Jr. is addicted to cocaine.
Right.
So that makes sense. Then it's funny because it goes forward, and like I said, they have these. He has the president's holding these massive rallies. Everybody has these red hats on. Don't look up. And at one point, they're at this rally, and they look up, and they see that the comet's going to impact the Earth. And the guy goes, "Oh, they lied to us." So
What? They lied to
like, yeah, they lied to us. Like, so it's like, oh, it's not too late to turn the tide. You can still do something. But it's I went into it really not even realizing that it was going to be supposed to be like a statement piece, you know.
That
And
yeah.
overall, I thought it was a pretty good story. And then, like 3/4 of the way through, when you see the red hats make their appearance, like, oh, this is too much. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's
It's like beyond. You know?
yeah, I think there's definitely a way to like convey a message without like
Right.
beating you over the head with it. Like yeah, we get it. Like, oh yeah, you're making fun of like climate deniers and stuff, and like this is the allegory. Like the comet's like the same thing, or the asteroid,
Right.
whatever. Like we get it. You don't have to throw in the friggin' red hats too. It's just like
Yeah, the red
it's
hats.
just
Like
like
that was
it's a little much because if you're trying to reach someone, if you're trying to like get someone to like trick essentially someone into watching this and being like, oh wow,
right.
these people are so dumb, like they're denying this clear fact right here that's right in front of their face, and
Right.
then you come out with like, then someone's watching, they're like, oh wait, they're making fun of people who supported Trump.
Yeah,
And then like
exactly.
then the person that you were trying to get on your side, they shut down immediately, and then they start picking the thing apart for the hack that it is,
Right. 100%. And
which
at
is
the
what
end,
happened.
exactly. Yeah, exactly
Yeah,
what happened.
yeah.
And what happened at like the very end is that, you know, the president abandons, her son and the team, and her and Elon Musk, they have her
This
and
is
a couple of people
unbelievable.
get onto a ship, and they go to the nearest Earth-like planet that's there. You know,
Hmm.
and so it's funny because it's maybe it's not funny. I don't know, but they get off the ship, and they were frozen or something. They were in, I think, a cryogenic freezing chamber, and they come off.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, they come off the plane or the ship, and Meryl Streep's character gets off and says, "Oh, we only lost 47 people in our pod, so things went pretty well." I'm
Hmm.
thinking that is a total. That's like something.
It's
That's
like
like
it's fucking.
something Trump would say or Trump said, basically, and maybe not that blatant or
Uh,
whatever. But when you compare, like especially with like COVID data, like
yeah.
that's when you want to be maybe more realistic about the numbers, hard facts to swallow, but let's, instead of blowing it up, let's look at the facts. You know what I mean? So that to me was just a total comparison to that. But I mean, like I said, overall, like I went into it not knowing anything about it. Thought it was good. Thought it was a little extreme. Like I said,
Hmm.
it hit some parts that were a little extreme. But I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. Just because of that obvious, like you said, beating you over the head with this message and how it's no good and how you're stupid kind of deal.
Yeah, yeah, no, and I totally understand that. It's like you're making out the people that you're trying to reach. You're making them out to seem like fucking idiots. Like
Right.
that's like the whole movie is just making fun of the person that you're trying to like like convince, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's I always hated shit like that. I think
Yeah.
it's so stupid and just like I don't know. It's just like a hack job.
Yeah.
it's not gonna convince anyone. It's solely made to just poke fun and parody the
Right.
whoever you think your opposition is. But
I
I
think as a parody job, it does a good job, but in reality, it's not parody. They're actually, saying that this is no good. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I yeah I get it. I get it. So like
Yeah.
okay, let's say you tossed all that aside, like the parody. Would you agree with the message of the movie?
Well, this is really put me on the spot.
I'm sorry. Maybe you don't have to answer. This is oh, yeah, here
the
Dixon.
best,
Here Dixon's answer. Donate $5 on Patreon, and you'll hear Dixon's answer.
so like the message of climate change. Is that what you're
I,
asking?
I get. I don't know. Well, no. I guess. I guess. I guess what I'm saying. Well, yeah. I guess. I guess that is what I'm.
Jeez, man, really going for the
Well,
throat.
it seems like they're trying to. It seems like they're trying to say that climate change is a big problem and people are ignoring it. Now, here maybe I'll take this first step out onto the plank here.
All right, go for it.
I I would say, I've looked at the data, very, very quickly, maybe while I was eating something and just scrolling through my phone one day. So I would say, yeah, like it's there. It's climate.
Like man made, like caused
Now
by.
yes. Now this is the question, right?
Yeah.
Um, Oh man, we're definitely gonna get clipped for this one. All the people watching are gonna clip this. Ice thinks what about climate change?
He said,
Oh my! I
"What?
can't. I can't believe he said that. Banned immediately.
It's over."
No, I don't know. It's probably just because I haven't read enough, but I don't see. I look at the pretty graphs that they put out. What is the NCAA that puts it out? Whatever the hell they are.
Yeah, the
Whoever.
NFL.
Yeah, they put out that report, and the graphs look like they're spiking up a little bit. So
Yeah,
I mean, well, I'm thinking of like the cursory glance that I took at like the look that I took at this, and
right,
just saw a graph. That's what stuck in my mind.
right,
Um, as far as it being increased by humans, I don't know. I don't know if
right,
there's clear. I'm talking clear, concise evidence. I
right.
don't know. Maybe I should look into it, but I really haven't. But regardless of all that, I'm curious about how this is going to like. Is this threat? Let's say it is. Let's say it is. Like climate change is happening.
Right.
How much of a threat is it actually
It's a
to
really good question.
humanity? Is it just, oh, our sea levels are going to go up like a little bit, and
Mhm.
your beachfront property in California is going to lose like a foot of beach space? Like, is that what
Right,
it's going to be,
right.
or is it going to be this cataclysmic thing that they've all been talking about? Now, I don't know if you remember this, but when Al Gore talked about this, it was like the whole thing was like the ice caps were going to melt and it was going to flood everything. Like that was the
Yes,
thing. But
yes,
now it's turned into
absolutely.
that was global warming.
Okay.
That's an old school term for everyone.
Oh, yes.
Now it's called climate change, and they're saying that like okay, we get like more months have rain, or like we'll get crazier snowfalls, or like crazier storms and things like that.
Right.
So I think that probably has more of an impact. But like as far as like a global catastrophe,
Hmm.
right now I don't see it. I don't see people being like millions of us are gonna die
Right.
from I don't know. That's just what I think. Maybe if I
Right.
read a little more, I'd think. But like just like at a like just thinking in my big dumb brain, I'm just thinking, okay, like it's gonna get warmer, tides are gonna increase, and like I don't know. I don't see like
Yeah.
a huge panic. I don't know.
It's and that's the thing you got to consider. So we know the climate is changing.
Hmm.
Did like you said that did these man-made causes really speed it up? Like I said, I don't know, but I think there's something to consider here. Well, first of all, Greta Thunberg, she should not be an advocate for anything. She has Asperger's. She's autistic, and
Hmm.
for her parents and her and everybody else around her to parade her out based on think about it, that's all she's focused on. That's it. It's not that she's advocating. Maybe certainly she believes in it, but in reality, she's got some issues.
Yeah.
And there's some issues there, which I think is pretty, selfish and pretty, shocking. That they kind of just
Yeah.
parade her out there and use her, basically.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It's like it's like it's like you have like a like a hyperfixation for like ADHD people do for like a month, and like
Right, right.
Greta Thunberg's was like climate change that month, and
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
her parents just took
yeah.
her and like sent her out there. What I don't understand is how she got to that point, and where are her
Yeah.
parents? Have they ever been seen? Why aren't they up there
I
with
don't know.
this poor fucking girl who's like
I don't know, man.
who's taking the brunt of everything, from both sides, just like getting attacked, and like the parents are nowhere. They're just nowhere to be seen. They just throw her up there. They're probably
Remember
making a
when
lot of
Trump?
money off her.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Remember when Trump tweeted like she's got to chill out? How about an old fashioned movie? That was so funny.
Oh my god, I don't care what you think about Trump. He has some banger tweets.
Yeah,
They're fucking hilarious.
this is such bangers. But it was. I think to leave my thoughts on the man-made
Yeah.
climate change scenario.
Uh,
Let's just consider the fact that former President Barack Obama, who got the United States into the climate agreement and made climate change and global warming and environmental issues a hallmark of his presidency. Certainly not the focus, but was part of it.
mhm.
They have a house, an oceanfront house in Martha's Vineyard, and Martha's Vineyard is it's an island. It's small. It's tiny.
Yeah.
So in reality, if the world were to flood, it'd be over, and it was millions and millions and millions of dollars. So
Yeah,
they,
exactly.
so let's just consider what. So is it really a big deal or not? You know,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like what the hell?
No, yeah,
If
exactly.
yeah, it's like you're saying one thing and then you're turning around and doing the literal complete opposite.
Oh
Oh,
well, I
dude,
guess we'll.
don't stay away from all these beachfront properties. Do not buy them. You're going to be underwater. He turns around. Okay.
Yeah,
You
right.
know, I'd like to take
This
a mortgage on this.
this looks good. I mean, it'll be
Yeah.
wiped out in 30 years anyway.
Yeah, I get. Oh, I'd hate to own this property. I guess I got to buy it now. What an asshole.
Yeah, I'll take the brunt of this one. Like I'll I'll save somebody from the catastrophe.
Yeah, don't worry. I got this.
Amazing. Well, I
Oh
guess
my
we'll find out
god.
in however long it takes for
Yeah.
the climate to change. So
Yeah, I've been waiting. I've been
stay
waiting
tuned.
been waiting for quite a while. I think wasn't Al Gore's like an inconvenient truth? Didn't he give a timeline of like
Yeah,
that was so far back? What was that? Like the year? What was that? Like 1999? He put that out or something. I think
I remember getting it on DVD, so it had to be more recent. But no, he's been talking about it for forever, for decades. You know.
yeah, but he said like, oh, it's gonna be. It was like he said like
I
2010 or something like that. We were all gonna
yeah
be underwater. Like the whole
yeah
world was gonna be underwater.
yeah definitely had a timeline. Meanwhile, he still has a private jet and everything else. But what do I know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't look at that though.
Yeah.
Just listen to what I say. Everyone else has to do something to stop climate change, except me. That's
Just be consistent. Just be consistent. If it's COVID, climate change,
seriously,
whatever it is, just be consistent. Nobody will care. You know.
exactly. And then you won't get criticism from us.
Yeah,
That's all.
exactly.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, just be consistent about it. If you really think it's such a dire thing, you would be like living the greenest life you possibly could, growing your own crops, having zero car, and just literally living off the land.
Yeah,
If
100%.
it's such an issue, but here we are.
One of my professors in college, he was into the climate thing, and his wife would get really happy when she would have a no car day. So she would avoid using the car that day, and that was like a big like accomplishment.
So what does that honestly do though? Because you're one
Exactly.
single car day that you got. Someone else is like burning out in a 1950s muscle car, just spewing like 50 times the emissions that you ever will. So like what
Right.
in a day? So I I don't I think someone actually talked about this back in my collegiate years.
Yeah.
Even if everyone stopped like
Uh-huh.
completely, the way that they think that climate change is going, that it wouldn't stop anyway. So like I guess my question is like what do we even do? Like what do you want us to do to
Right.
if it really is a threat, like what do you want us to do?
Right.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can unless we all stopped and went back to like tribal society. I don't think there's anything that we
Jesus.
can do. Yeah, no,
It's over.
I'm taking the doomer pill on this, but
Exactly. And then but even so let's say like this poor sap avoiding the car for a day. And then you
yeah,
have everybody else who's preaching this stuff, waterfront homes, private jets, everything else. I mean, it's just it's frustrating when you look at it from that perspective.
yeah, isn't it a slap in the face? You like look up to this
Yeah.
person who's like, oh, just don't use your car, like, and then they're building or flying $1 million jets. It's just like what do you
Excited.
think? Like, how do you feel when you see that? I don't know. Are you like maybe I'm getting scammed? Like I don't know. It's just it's ridiculous. I think the only good thing that has come about this is like controlling local pollution. Like we don't dump
Right.
like toxic waste into like the fucking rivers anymore and like poison
Yeah.
everyone downstream and like you know
Yeah.
pour lead into the soil and stuff and that's like I guess like that's the one thing
Yeah.
I'm more focused on that, like local pollution and
Right.
like directly harming someone with
Right.
shitty chemicals. I think that's something that we could focus on a lot more than
Sure.
stuff like that. But I don't know. That's just me.
I know I buy a lot of organic, which they say that they claim that organic isn't even really like a thing, but I buy a lot of
Yeah.
organic stuff, and
I
I
heard that too.
recycle. I recycle, and I've always been recycled. I would say I go out of my way to recycle, but not now because I have moved
Mm.
and the place I live doesn't recycle. So you would believe it. You don't know, you notice the difference in the amount of trash that we generate with no recycling.
Oh my
So there
God, yeah.
is a recycling place, but it's on this awful highway, this terrible, god awful highway where you
Oh
can just be
Jesus.
stuck there for hours. So I don't think I'm going to do that. But I
Yeah.
mean, I think about it. I mean, I wish we did.
I wish I did. I thought about it. I get it. Sending out positive vibes, everyone. Sending out
Yeah, that's really all that matters is the vibes you put out into the universe.
Yeah, that's it. That's like those friggin' Instagram influencers. They just say positive vibe. I can't stand that. I hate that shit. That really pisses me off.
Use this sound and you'll get exactly what you want in three
Oh my
days. Like,
God.
it's like how do I use it? What am I supposed to do with the sound? What am I using? Sign me up, I'll do it. What am I supposed to do?
you just have it on repeat everywhere you go and fucking blast. It's like, what does that mean? How the hell do you use a sound?
What am I supposed to do with it? How am I supposed to use it? I'll use it. Yeah, all right, fine. But is there an instruction manual? Like,
Yeah, like
a booklet?
Oh my
Jeez.
God. I gotta that's
Amazing.
funny. Fucking stupid kid influencer. I can't stand it.
I love it.
Oh my
So,
God.
so what are we moving on to? Let's do something lighter than the impending
Yeah, for God's sakes.
end of the world.
Oh my God. Um, I guess we can move on to the thing that I was discussing, and we could go through it quickly because there's a lot of detail in this, but I could probably summarize it pretty quick. But it's the Sam
Ooh.
Hyde versus Idubbbz drama that's been going on.
Oh. Oh,
And
jeez.
yeah, and I know if someone's listening to this, we're a little late on this. I know because it's happened. Sam Hyde uploaded his video on Idubbbz like 8 days ago, and
Okay.
the thing that sucks about YouTube now is everyone makes videos on stuff, and they immediately like, I swear they're like looking at their computer and they're just getting like constant Twitter feed updates, and then they just run to their computer and pull out their camera and just start recording. It's really annoying.
Just go.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like as soon as this drama happened, like probably 800 people already made a video. But anyway, I think this goes more to like, I kind of want to talk about Idubbbz more than anything, and like his relationship and how he kind of had a downfall, and it's a really awkward thing. So to explain this quick, because Dixon, you don't have any idea who these people are, if I'm to be correct.
Prior to you talking about them, no. But besides our BTS action,
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
mentioned,
but yeah,
I have
yeah,
no idea.
yeah. Those
Yeah.
big BTS action happened prior to this, but
Yeah.
so Sam Hyde is like, he's one of the OGs. He does like kind of like, oh man, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe him. He's pretty wild and out there. He'll go on like on the street and interview people and ask them like weird stuff and like make them just look like idiots. Kind of like, he'll ask hipsters like ridiculous questions and they make them look like idiots. Like, oh, how did you pay for your rent? Oh, your dad. Like, do you have a strong father figure in your household? Like, what's up with that? Like, it's just, you have to watch it because I'm doing a terrible idea of like
Awesome.
what he does, but just ridiculous shit like that. And he's like he's this big dude. He's like not fat, but he's like super tall, like really. He's really
Yeah, I
like,
saw a picture of him. He looks like he's pretty tall.
he is, yeah. And he just like lifts a lot now. Dude, he's kind of a beast. Anyway, so that's his history, and he did this show called $1,000,000 Extreme. He got noticed by Comedy Central. He was going to be like a millionaire. He was going to get all like this this popularity and stuff. And he did like he did a, probably can't even say it on YouTube, but he did a something about a shooting in a place,
my
in a place of
God.
education.
Oh, Jesus.
So there was that, and it was just like a little skip, but that kind of like got him banned, I believe. And he lost his show. He and
Wow.
everyone said he kind of like fell off after that or whatever. So Idubbbz then comes in. Idubbbz was kind of influenced by Sam Hyde back in the day. He makes these videos. He would expose people on Kickstarter. He would expose people on YouTube through Content Cop, like really funny videos. But now he's kind of winded down, and now he kind of makes like quote unquote documentaries on people who are
Jesus.
people who are like, yeah, like weird and have like fallen off. And he kind of like, he does it in a way that the documentary is like making fun of the person, right? It's like you watch it and you're like, oh, this is like we're watching like a stupid person and we're having a laugh at him kind of thing. Kind of like how you were tricked watching that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a big trick job. Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So Idubbbz wanted to do one of these like videos on Sam Hyde.
Okay.
And Sam Hyde knew the gig. He knew that Idubbbz was going to try to like fuck with him, kind of. Like, so Sam Hyde made he has like a group of friends that are with him too. They like produce all their content, like all really like weird like dudes, like they're all like stoners and like you'd have to see them. But anyway,
right.
Sam Hyde made this list of how they were gonna fuck with Idubbbz, and I was so you have to watch it. It's so fucking funny. They're like, okay, Idubbbz is gonna come here, and we're gonna he's gonna want to like fuck with us and make us look bad. He's like, but I'm going to look like a fucking crazy person, and like so he got the first thing he did is he got this like dental office. And
my gosh,
that's been like reformed into like housing, and he used it for his office, and it's like this really tight like small fucking room, and like
that's awesome.
all their computers are set up in there. Like they had just a bunch of trash thrown everywhere. One of the they had one of the guys like pretend that he was like really into Pokemon cards and like talk to Idubbbz as if it was like a new thing, and like try to get him to like buy meme coins and stuff. And
oh man,
there's a whole list of stuff. So anyway, Idubbbz gets there immediately. Sam Hyde he like introduced himself and stuff and introduced him to the crew immediately. He's like, oh, we got to do this one fun thing that we love to do. So Sam Hyde takes him and goes under an abandoned bridge and starts boxing Idubbbz.
Oh my god!
He's like, yeah, we do this every day. He's like, this is what we do.
No, so Idubbbz able to participate, like defend himself.
Well, it just they're kind of like sparring. Like Sam Hyde's just because like Sam Hyde's huge. He could probably break his face, but like he's just kind of fucking around with him. You know, he didn't want to like hurt him. He didn't want to physically hurt him. He just kind of wanted to be like, I'm getting the step ahead of you, Idubbbz. Like I'm not letting you fuck with me. I'm gonna fuck with you this whole time. But anyway, bottom line of the story is Idubbbz, like in his past days, he'd definitely be able to fuck around and be like funny back. He'd be able to make jokes back, but like. The whole video is so interesting because he's so uncomfortable. Like it's almost painful to watch because he's like all cucked out now. Like Idubbbz is just like
exactly.
He's all cucked out. And the interview that they finally have on like the third day that he was there, they set up this interview, and like there's a lot of confrontation between the both of them, and it honestly is like kind of hard to watch. I highly recommend watching it if no one has seen it because it's pretty good. But so that's a synopsis of everything that happened, and I'm sure people have heard about this and everyone's talked about it and everything. But I wanted to analyze this and this is where I want to bring you in, Dixon, because so Idubbbz used to be like this like fucking he used to do whatever he wanted. He didn't take shit. And he made fun of people, and he could get away. He could do anything that he wanted because his fan base was so like rampant and like behind him and stuff like that.
Right.
But ever since he started dating that girl, ever since that, and I honestly think that was the moment that Idubbbz fell off because he changed. Like, you know what I mean? Like. And I spin this back to like we've all known that guy who he's a cool dude, you know. And I'm not talking about me or you, you know.
Oh wow.
Okay,
we're definitely not cool. So
yeah, not us loser assholes. It's not us. I'm just saying, like, we all know that guy who was like fun to hang out with and stuff, and then he starts dating a girl and he completely changes and you never hear from him. Not saying that I ever did that, but
no, never,
never,
once.
not one single time. But you know what I mean? It's like, oh, we're gonna hang out with I don't know, we're gonna hang out with Johnny. Like, oh no, we can't hang out with Johnny. He's with his stupid girlfriend who like doesn't like anyone and doesn't let him hang out with anyone.
Yes.
So like,
absolutely.
I feel like it's kind of like that that happened to him, and it like totally changed his whole personality. And now
Wow.
we can't like. I feel like he just doesn't have it anymore. Like he was going at Sam Hyde, I think, to like attack him,
Right.
but I think Sam Hyde, like I think Idubbbz was like the one to fall off, and it's kind of interesting because Sam Hyde was like, oh well, I don't want to make this video to like shit on Idubbbz, but that's kind of what happened because it kind of like exposed
Yeah.
him. But,
Right.
anyway, my question to you, Dixon, is: do you think that there are some women out there like Idubbbz's girlfriend that could change a man so completely that they go from like a great person everyone loves to like the shell of like what they used to be?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. You see it all the time. 100%.
Mhm.
It's either like even in the daily life, somebody that's working a 9 to 5 job and they come home to a wife they can't stand because they
Yeah,
suck. Or but it seems like to me like the opposite of it is that Idubbbz, and from what I understand, is that he met this girl. Now they're married from what I've seen. They
crazy.
eloped. They had like an Elvis wedding. But hey, I'm all for the Elvis. I've talked about my
Yeah,
love of Elvis. And,
many times.
yeah, right, yeah. But just make sure you
Yeah,
understand.
we got it.
Yeah, but so I thought was funny about that whole thing because you were explaining this to me is that I was looking up their videos, and then the girlfriend of the wife has an OnlyFans.
Yes, that.
And people were shitting on Idubbbz because he has an
Yes,
OnlyFans, and then he
this
made a
was.
video about defending the OnlyFans and
Yes,
the adult entertainment industry and things like that. It's completely ridiculous.
Dude, Dixon, this was like the turning point. I remember everyone was like, "Oh, Idubbbz got a girlfriend, like that's great for him." And then like a few months later, they're like, "Oh, she has an OnlyFans," and like Idubbbz is saying that it's fine that people jack off to her. Everyone's like, "What? Like what?"
Yeah,
Like
what is
they're
wrong
like,
with you?
no, literally no one believed it. And okay, one of the funniest fucking things, like the biggest comeback in YouTube history, was Leafy is here. In the past, Idubbbz made a video on him, exposed him, made fun of him. Leafy is here, like he fell off completely. Years later, this happens, and all all it does is play like a 30-second segment of Idubbbz saying like Idubbbz saying like, "Oh, it's fine if guys jack off to my girlfriend, I love it." And all you hear is Leafy going like, "Dude, you're a fucking cuck," and then the video just ends, and like it was like trending on YouTube. It was the funniest comeback because like no one knew where the kid went, and then he just like came back out of nowhere and just like reverse shit on Idubbbz. It was great, but yeah,
But the worst part about it for me is like, okay, yeah, she has an OnlyFans, whatever, and it seems to me like the fact that people were shitting on him and her for the OnlyFans.
mm-hmm.
I knowing how he is and knowing how she is, I feel like that was like, oh no, you have to make a video and like say like it's cool that like dudes jack off to me. Like that's like
Yes.
it seems like it wasn't like he's actually like cool with it all. Like, oh no, you have to do this. And so what if she had an OnlyFans? The fact that they're shitting on him and they had to respond, like that says like just volumes because like who the hell cares really in reality?
Yeah.
But they're like, oh yeah, oh dude, I love being a simp. Like I love guys jacking off to my girlfriend. Like there's no way that anybody actually says that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Maybe I don't know.
You
Yeah.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Dixon. Like right there, like he was definitely told to make that response video by his girlfriend. Like, oh, I'm getting flack. Like you gotta come out and defend me, Idubbbz. Like you gotta do this. And he's like, yes, honey, okay. And then he fucking fires that camera up and says he likes girls or guys jacking off to his girlfriend. Like
God.
I don't know. It was kind of like it was different. I feel like for people that like I almost like grew up with Idubbbz. Like he was he was like untouchable. Like he was, trust me, Dixon, like he was huge. And then to hear him like to fall so far to have to like make a video explaining that he's fine with his girlfriend. Like she definitely 100%, like you said, made him do that. Because no one says that. No one comes out and just
yeah, right. And what's it's just unbelievable. But like, what's this trend or this pattern like that these girls that either shave their heads or cut their hair off with short hair? They just seem so radical. Like so, like it's such like an issue, and like obviously, when you talked about it before, she has this poor Idubbbz under her spell. I mean, in reality, I guess he's dumb enough to fall for it. But like you said, you see it all the time where these dudes they meet these girls and that totally changes everything about them, and they're the shell of their former selves. You know?
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's
Yeah.
exactly what happened. But yeah, you're right. Like the shaving the head thing, like because I mean, let's be honest, she used to be. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
she still is attractive, but like as soon as you get that little thing in there, like the fucking shaving their head, it
Yep.
just
Yep.
like
Yep.
it suddenly it changes it because like I'm looking at this girl now, I'm like, okay, yeah, like this is a girl who has like a nice body and stuff, but like she's probably fucking crazy or like she
Yeah.
sucks, like she
Right.
definitely sucks. It's just like
100%. You just the hair alone
you
proclaims that
know.
message.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you just know, and it's really unfortunate. It almost makes me wonder because the I don't want to say Idubbbz never had game before, but he had to have had a girlfriend because like he was huge. He was probably getting laid all the time,
Right.
but
Right.
he never had like a serious girlfriend. And it just makes me think it's like a little kid like getting a girlfriend for the first time, and you do literally everything for them, and you're fucking
Yeah.
celebrating like a 1 week anniversaries. Like that's kind of what it seems like to me that with what happened to him because let's be honest, Dixon, I've been in this spot before, right? Like
Yeah.
you act happy on the outside, but on the inside, like you're crushed and it sucks, and it's just like, man,
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm not having fun. Like this is not fun, but
Right.
you gotta keep smiling because of those those double D's. You know what I mean? It's just like, but yeah, he's just like he became her hype man, and now he's like
That
out
was
there.
it.
Yeah, now he's out there defending her doing the OnlyFans. It's just almost it's so funny to to just think about like what happened. It could have happened to anyone else, but Idubbbz of all people, just I don't know.
It's unbelievable.
It's crazy.
That's unbelievable. Well, maybe he'll come back around one of these days.
I really hope he. I hope he fucking breaks. I was gonna say break up, but I guess he has to divorce her now.
Oh no! Of course they had to get married.
They have an open relationship. 100%. I could guarantee that.
It's open for her.
Yeah.
Based on the evidence.
Not him. He's locked up in the house. I think making videos defending her all day. Well, she's
Oh God.
she's with her.
What an
with her
existence.
boyfriend. Yeah, I don't know. It's sad, but we'll never cuck out like that. So don't worry, guys.
Never once.
Never one
Raw.
single time. Never.
Raw and uncut.
Raw and uncut.
Forever.
Oh my god, that's great. That'll be our new slogan. Oh my god.
I love it, man.
Yeah, I was thinking, oh man, I had a great idea. As we wrap up the show, I don't want to keep you any longer, but there was some like live thing that was going to happen. I can't remember what it was, but I wanted us to like watch it and like commentate over it. I thought it'd be funny, but I can't remember what it was, and I thought it was a really good idea at the time. So I hate to leave you on that.
Is it, the Megan Fox MGK thing? If they get married?
Oh my god, maybe it was that. Maybe that is. Did we talk about this before?
Well, we talked about it on the show. That
Oh.
if they ever get married in his live stream, we should do a live
Oh my
live
God,
stream
yes.
of the live stream.
Oh, I would. That's a thing. Dixon, if you get like as autistic as I do with YouTube, there's people reacting to reactions of live views of debates of like it's a sick rabbit hole, and I don't recommend anyone ever go down it, but I have. So unfortunately, that's how I know about fucking Idubbbz and Sam Hyde. Like who like this doesn't affect anyone, but I know so much about it.
It certainly is. But the fact of the matter is, it's such an interesting story arc about Idubbbz and everything else. It's like it's unbelievable. It's insane.
It honestly is. It's great. It just like it writes itself. It's just interesting. So
it's hilarious.
But yeah. If MGK and what's her face get married, we'll have to do a live reaction to it. It'd be pretty funny.
That would be good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Maybe friends of the show, maybe we'll get invited.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, no, sorry.
Just need to say just doused in blood the whole time. Everybody's just spilling blood. This be a bloody thing. Oh God.
My god, that'd be fucking horror. That'd be a nightmare.
I love it.
Who knows what they do though? But yeah.
Oh God. God bless some crazy kids in love.
Yeah. God bless them, and God bless you for listening.
Yes, and God bless you for subscribing.
Yes. Yes, you're great for doing that. You're absolutely great. I mean, it's honestly it's the least you could do, but we really really appreciate it.
Possibly the least. I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh man. Well, guys, we will see you on the next show, episode number 9, almost into double digits. We'll have an episode 10 special, probably, maybe.
Yes. Looking forward to it.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Peace.